Hello, everybody. This is Chillbit, and welcome back to Plague Inc. After 10 years of not do or 10 or more years of not doing tutorials for this game, I got a request the other day to do the Shadow Plague tutorial, and here I am. I'm here. I'm doing tutorial. I'm gonna try to do this as fast as possible. I'd actually recorded earlier this exact same thing, and I hated how the recordings came out. So I'm doing this differently now. I'm hoping that you guys can stick with me. This is going to be a long one. I'm going to try to keep it as unedited as possible. But I'll add some chapters to it so you guys don't have to listen to me just kind of breathe into the microphone. And then also, so that you can save your time. That's obviously that's what this is for, is so that you don't have to go out and look for guides and things like that. So you can kind of play the game with me as we play. There are going to be a couple. You've probably tried this level a couple of times, and that's why you're here. That's why you're here looking for a tutorial. So you should have these genes. If you don't have these genes, I would just suggest kind of playing it a couple of times and losing until you unlock them. That's what I had to do. But we're going to go with our first gene here. Our first gene is going to be Terrasite. And this is going to increase the chance of the plague spreading by land. We're not really going to need any of the other ones. And I've experimented using the native biome. It's not really necessary for this strategy, right? Suppression is a good one too. But it really you'll see. Okay, so Extremophile. We're going to use that as well. That's going to give us a bonus to all of our different environments. And then we're not going to use anything else. It's all going to go good from there. Normal, that's all we need. So we're going to do that. I'm doing this for YouTube views, so that's what it's called. And yeah. So I've looked at a couple of guides online. All right, just full disclosure. All right, I'm not the plaguing expert I used to be. I've looked at a couple of guys online, and I think this is the best one. And I've put my own flair on it and kind of done things to speed up and go along a little bit faster. And a couple of guys online said that that you need to start with Greenland because it's the smallest population country-wise. But I have found that it is far easier to start out in Iceland, or Eastland, as they would say. I know that's a dad thing, but we're gonna start out in Iceland. All right. Once you get through all the messages and all that stuff, and it kind of goes for a second, go ahead and pause it. Now, to your best friends, okay, it's going to be the number 3 button and the space bar, okay, or just space bar or whatever. Set it to 3 and then 3 space bar. All right, so we're going to go ahead and go down to our diseases here. We're going to go over to our vampires. We're going to select the bat. We're going to select blood rage, and then we're going to get adrenal surge. I'm sorry, dark ritual. All right, so let's go ahead and get that, and we're going to go ahead and use our adrenal surge on the country that we're in, which is Iceland, and go ahead and hit the spacebar. Now you're going to notice a couple of things right off the gate. You're going to notice this thing attracting attention and things like that. And basically what we're trying to do is trigger the Templars. So we're going to do this until we trigger the Templars. Not worried about any of that other stuff. Templars are going to come around any second now. Don't worry about the points or anything else. Any second now, it'll be coming up. There they are. Okay. So they're already starting to spool up, and this is where it gets interesting. Okay, we're going to start with 4 bases here. Actually, 5 bases. Got one down in New Zealand. We're going to go back to our diseases. We're going to go to adrenal surge, dark infiltration, shadow blades, and then we're going to wait for a second. Okay. And as a matter of fact, if you want to go ahead and do this, you can go ahead and fly from Iceland over to Greenland and just start killing those guys off. It's not going to take long. There's only like 60,000 of them or something like that. And it's going to allow you to build points up. All right, we want to build up to about 45, I think 46, somewhere in there. Yeah, just build. Doop. All right. So we killed off Greenland. Let's go ahead, fly out of Greenland, go back to Iceland.
Flight 291 is now boarding.
And we're going to do the same thing there.
Gate 4.
Not worried about that. It's all good. 45, we're good. All right, so let's go back over here. We're going to go ahead and get Demonic Fury, which is 42 points, actually. So no problem there. We're going to fly from Iceland down here to France. This might be different for you. It might be a different one. That's no big deal. Okay. As soon as we get there, we're going to attack them and kill them. All right. We're done here. We got another one in Spain. Kill them. All right. No problem. Got those dead. Fly over here. All right. Kill them. All right, you might notice that your health is about halfway after killing a couple of these, right? So let's go ahead, and what we're going to do is we're going to use that Demonic Fury again. We're going to click on the same country that we're still in again, and that Dark Ritual is going to fill up our health bar. Okay, pause it. We're going to go ahead and fly from here down to Saudi Arabia. Kill him. Done. Okay. We can go ahead and build back up here if we want to, or we can fly. It doesn't really matter. It's going to take us a second or two to get there if we don't go and upgrade our bat. So let's go upgrade our bat real fast. All right. So we're going to fly over here to India. All right.
Proceed to gate 4.
We can go ahead and fly out to Australia. Okay. And let's, before we start to attack the last one, let's go ahead and do that there. Okay. So now that we're going to have to fly a little closer on that. All right. Flying out to New Zealand. And then we're going to go. And they're dead. Okay. So let's go ahead and build back up our health there by doing a Demonic Fury there in New Zealand. And we're just going to hang out in New Zealand for a little bit. All right. Hang out there, kill some people, build some points. Let's go ahead and go over here and increase our bat. We're going to grab our lair. We're going to get the shadow portal. And that's all we're going to need for now. Okay. So we're going to run that for just a little bit. And running into New Zealand is a good idea. So running the point system here, we're generating points, right? We're going to be generating points for a while. It's going to be about maybe 20 minutes of this. So like I'm going to try to make this as painless as possible for you guys so that you can see what we're trying to do here. We've killed off 2 islands. Well, we've killed off 1 island. We've killed off Greenland, and we still have Iceland to do, right? But New Zealand's the farthest away island, right? So we were going to go ahead and kill them off. And in the meantime, we're going to build up to about 400 points. And 400 points is going to get us enough to where we can infect the entire world. And something I learned in the recording I did before this was that you don't have to kill everybody. All you have to do is make everybody a vampire, and they're all dead anyway. So Yeah. That's what I think that some of the guides got wrong, is that you're focused on lethality and all that stuff. Don't worry about lethality. We're worried about infectability, infective, whatever it's called. I don't know. We're worried about the infection rate, right? We want to infect the entire world. Um, and why it's important to set those genes up at the start, those genes, those original genes, is because we're able to fly to the different countries. So we're actually going to touch each one of the countries. And it's best that if you start doing that, is to start into a corner and then work your way up into the different countries. All right. Essentially, what we're going to do is we're going to kill off New Zealand because New Zealand is going to have labs, and we don't want to have to fly down here every single time. And yeah, and it seems to be going a little bit faster to actually kill off New Zealand, to be honest with you. So we're going to watch it. We're going to be really kind of careful here because once we kill all of New Zealand, we'll start to starve. And New Zealand's dead. Okay. So New Zealand's dead. Everybody's dead. Cool. Let's fly out of New Zealand. We're going to go into, I'll tell you what, let's go into Australia up here. And we're going to set down our first layer. All right. So go ahead and set your layer just right about there. Doesn't really matter, but you want to be kind of close to here. And the reason why is because when you fly out of here, you want to be able to hit all of these different continents, right? All these different islands and everything like that from the layer. All right. It doesn't matter so much about down here anymore because they're dead, but whatever. So what we're going to do from there is we're going to fly up to about the midpoint. It's not going to be here. But we're also building points as we go. Go ahead and kill some of Saudi Arabia a little bit, build some points. I'm guessing what we can do, let's just go ahead and fly into Turkey. Turkey's a good centralized location here. Let's go ahead and create a layer there. Okay. And we're going to fly out of here. Let's go to Africa. I'm not going to really stay there. We're going to fly over here to Colombia. Colombia is a good spot to do it. And we're going to build a layer there. Right. So as you go, Colombia is a good another spot to just sit there and farm points. So as we're going, we're kind of just hitting all this different things. Now, why are the layers important? Well, the layers are important is because we're going to use that shadow portal to basically fast travel across the world. All right. And since we're able to fly to just about anywhere from these different points, and Greenland's not an issue, we can hit all those labs as they pop up. Now, we're not going to have to worry about labs right now. All right. All we're worried about right now is building points. And about 400 is where you want it to get to. I think I realized, and I'm going to try to keep this banter a little bit short, but what I realized is it's a lot easier to record this in one go than it is to record multiple different videos. I try to do this a couple of different ways to make this go as fast as possible, and it really just boils down to the countries and however many people are there, your progress and everything like that. Colombia is kind of a big country, so it should be okay to kind of sit here for a while. So we're going to build up to about 400 points, like I said. And we're there. All right, so go ahead and pause the game. What we're going to do now is we're going to hit escape. We're going to hit save, or you can hit F5 or whatever your settings are or whatever like that. Okay, so we have 400 points. Goodness gracious, we're there. Okay, not going to worry about much here except for this Night Wrath. We want to get that. All right, go over to our symptoms. We're going to evolve into that. Then we're going to go back to our transmissions here, which are now unlocked. Do not worry about zoonotic shift. We don't want that right now. That's going to increase the research speed early on, and we don't need that. We're going to get water 1, water 2, air 1, air 2. Go ahead and get that extreme bioaerosol. Get the fomites 1, get the fomites 2, get the droplets 1, get the droplets 2. And then we're going to get blood 1 and blood 2. Easy peasy. All right. Come over to our vampires again. Go ahead and grab blood gift. And we're going to get the antibiotic tolerance. All right. And then since we started in a cold country, we're going to start out with heat tolerance. And actually, we have enough points, I think, that we can manage. Let's just go ahead and get our Dart Ritual 2. And we're going to get our cold tolerance. You can go ahead and go with the Dark Cloud as well. And you can also get the Shadow Trail. And we'll get to Corrupted Air here in a little bit. So we don't have a lot of symptoms right out the gate. So let's go ahead and get it started here. And you're going to notice that there's going to be a bunch of bubbles popping up right at the gate here. And what we're doing is we're scanning for anything that might pop out as a research lab. Okay. All right, Colombia is done. We can fly out of Colombia, go ahead and go up to Cuba. Hit that country. And if you want to, you can go ahead and start doing a kill there. If you want to, it's fine. Okay, we have a research lab. So let's fly out of Colombia. Or Colombia, I'm sorry, Caribbean. Fly over to our lair, which is fast travel. Go ahead and switch up to our Norway here. And we're going to kill them. All right, we have another lab over here in Kazakhstan. So let's go ahead and fly over there. Get another one in Japan. Kill those guys. All right, fly to Japan. Got one popping up in China. Kill him. Okay. Fly out of Japan, go over to China. Oh, got one in Italy here, so we can go ahead and fast travel. Kill him. We have enough points now that we can, let's go ahead and get this lab real fast before I start talking about that. Kill those guys, pop those bubbles. Let's get over here and let's start worrying about some of these infectability points. All right, so we're going to go to hypersensitivity off of dark pustules. Hypersensitivity, malignant pigmentation. Let's go ahead and get that. We're going to get latent, we're going to go to pallor. Weeping sores, hyperdontia, jugular bite, and we're going to get shadow slaves now. Okay. Once we've done that, we can go over to photophobia. Go ahead and get it. Go ahead and get pheromone secretion. Don't worry about those other two there. We're not worried about our transmissions either, but we're going to go back and get that corrupted air from the vampires. All right. We got another lab here. Should be able to just fly down there. You know, a lot faster now. Go ahead and kill those guys. I don't know if I did it or not. We're pretty much just allowing any transmission or whatever, right? So now what we want to do is, now that the labs are kind of slowing down, okay, we're going to go and hit these islands. Just kind of flew right past Madagascar. All right, we've infected here. Let's go to the next one. Still looking for those labs when they pop up. Okay, New Zealand's dead, so we're not worried about them. Just bouncing around in different countries here, guys. So. Go ahead and hit up the U.S. It's already here, but they're all gone. Okay. And then all we have to go from there is to Madagascar, I want to say. Or unless we got to Caribbean's done. Okay. So we're here, Madagascar. And there you go. It should have everybody, unless I forgot an island somewhere. Who are we missing? Iceland. How funny is that? You guys are probably screaming the whole time. What about Iceland? What about Iceland? Completely didn't even think about it. We've enslaved the entire world. There you are. 50% cure on that, right? They're all dead. And there you go. You beat it. We did that in 22 minutes. I think the first time that I did this, it took me about an hour and a half to beat it the first time. Doing it this way, if you have issues or whatever, leave a comment. I want to know if you guys did it faster. I mean, hell, you probably knew about Iceland before I did. And you probably beat it faster. So I want to know if you want to, just go ahead and leave a comment. Say how many days it took you to beat them. You'll find that information here. We beat them in 1,649 days. If you beat that, I want to know about it. Leave a comment. If you want to leave a like will help this tutorial get out to a bunch of other people. If you want to subscribe, you can. I have to warn you, though, I don't really do a whole lot of YouTube anymore. So if you do subscribe, it may be few and far between the next video or not. I do intend on doing a video on the Xenolith mission. I just bought the DLC for that, so I'm gonna go and do that, obviously. But yeah, this should unlock the next level for you. So I'm glad that you guys were able to come out and sit with me for a little bit. We'll see you next time.